What's going on, guys? Today's video, before we get into it, I just wanted to let you know that this is kind of like my take on Conquest and my favorite discs to use. And also know that I talk in a circle the last little bit. So if you want to skip around, go for it. But just know this is like my favorite discs to use, teams to use for different feats. If you guys want anything else for me to go and cover about Conquest or anything in general, let me know. Anyways, let's go into the video. Alright, this is going to be such a fun video for me. Hopefully for you guys too, because we're going to be talking about some Conquest. A little bit of sarcasm there. It really is. I am so all over the place with Conquest right now, guys. I have such mixed feelings about it. Let's just go talk about it. Discs. I'm going to go over what I feel like are the best discs, the best setup. Whether you get some of these certain ones or whether you don't, I'll give you a bit different opinions and what I feel like are the best, depending on what you do get from your discs, because not everybody is lucky enough to get the ones I feel like are the best. So we're going to go talk about that, talk about some different feats, talk about just Conquest in general still. But this is more of a guide, more of a help kind of a thing for you guys out there. What are we in? Ends in 12 days, 11 days, 17 hours, so 12 days basically. And I think it's been going on for a few days now. I've gone through all sectors. I am now just doing feat chasing, and I'm going to say this, the biggest tip I have, just like in general, like when you're just playing through all the sectors, is it's a couple different tips. One is, it kind of goes hand in hand, I guess, with each of the tips. Is get through sectors as fast as you can to unlock your data discs. That's the number one thing. But also to tie in with that is while you are getting those discs unlocked, you also want to 3-star every node, so you don't have to go replay that. And also you want to get some feats done along the way. So I think in my past videos I've done that. I've gone over some of those. So I guess we'll go over it briefly each sector. This is not going to be a super in-depth video. Just very briefly what I've done personally, not what I think is the best in general, but what is best for me. I use Geos. I have 5 of them besides Lord Vader, and this is what I use. So this is getting some crits, attack out turns, very easy. This one I use, like, of course, some bounty hunters to get some of these feats done. Advantage you can get just kind of with whatever. I think in some of them I use Kylo, the First Order team. But getting these kills with Phoenix, I used Master Luke with Ezra and just spamming Ezra, getting a lot of kills there. Very easy. So maybe a few teams there I went on and off using, but now I'm finished all these sectors. I'm gonna go back now and complete the faction-specific feat, which is in this sector, bounty hunters. And I would do that with every other sector that I have. So that's sector 1, a bit more bounty hunter focused. Sector 2 is more Night Sister focused. Here we go. This one's buffs, super easy. Get that one just by playing. Defeat 40 units with rebel fighters. This is the one that you would want to go into this boss with using Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma will help you out a lot. You pretty much just keep on killing zombie over and over again. You get this done in one battle. What else? Blind, using blinds again with Mon Mothma and Chupio, easy peasy. Potency down using Master Luke with Yoda, that's what you got to use. With attackers using rebels without using support, you got to use all attackers. So the main 4, double Chewies, Han, CLS, maybe Wedge, maybe even I think I used Lando, easy peasy. Sector 2 feats. Sector 3 though, now we're getting a bit more annoying. Evasion down, another one with Chupio, easy peasy. This one's another Mon Mothma related one with Rebel Fighters. I would say for this one is probably the toughest one to get here with the frenzies. If you guys got lucky enough and you got like some of these, the Jawa scavenger nodes where you were able to see some of those techs, you're able to get one that's called Initial Frenzy. And what that means is that everybody at the start of the battle gains 1 stack of Frenzy. And that gives you 5 free ones. So I got this one in Sector 2. I got an additional one in, I think, Sector 4 or 5. And that pretty much gives you 5 free ones. And then if you want to toss in Biston or Bosk or whoever gives Frenzy out, you get more that way. I think with just one of those techs I got 13 in like 1 or 2 battles. Super easy. So I'd say that. If not, you gotta just kind of farm those the hard way with Biston and 3PO and the Ray team. Stealth, for that entire team, I would say using... I guess I'll show you. I won't go into battle, but I'll show you the team and the lineup. I probably should be doing this all together, but in all sectors. But for these ones, again, using a bunch of resistance. 3PO, R2 for, you know, stealth, and 3PO for that other stuff. And then for rebels, we're using Biston, which is right here. And then I think the 5th one, since we like wanted to, you know, get some Chupio stuff, we wanted some Chupio in there as well. But if you want to go for stuns, you could also back out of this and just use Master Luke lead with like JKL and get like a bunch of stuns that way. So also you can use Master Luke again with JKR and even Joel Lee to get more Old Republic kills. Again, you can use JKL there to get both stuns done and also Old Republic kills as well. So that one's a bit more tricky. Sector 3, a bit more tricky, not too bad though. And then last but not least, for sector feats is probably... Sector 5 is a lot easier than Sector 4. Sector 4 is the hardest one to do. Sector 4. Mando kills is annoying. And then this one, Smuggler kills, is also equally as annoying. But then you gotta do no attacker. So this one in Sector 4 is by far the hardest sector to do in feats. Not hard per se, but it's the most time consuming because you in this one you have to get kills with Mandalorians, which is one team, one whole squad. The next one is smugglers, and then the third one is no attackers. So in no attackers, you have to go and use you know, a full non-attacker team. And with the other 2 feats here, smugglers and Mandos, those guys are for the most part all attackers. So you can't get 2 birds with 1 stone there. You have to split it up. So you basically have to go with 3 different teams over the course of in this one 10 for no attackers, 14 for that. They just take a lot of time. They really do. So this one is by far the most time-consuming sector, Sector 4. Mando kills, you can use Master Luke lead again. Again, guys, Master Luke is probably the most important GL besides Ray, of course, for GAs, or for Conquest, rather. Or you can use for Mando kills using Ray with all the Mandos built in there. A lot easier, I feel like, because you get some more Mandos there. You just get a bit more kills. A lot easier. So that's that. And then Sector 5. Not as tough as Sector 4, but can be pretty annoying because these guys are Relic 8 now. I'm not going to go over the bosses just yet. But for these ones, Dazes, kills, you know, just 100 kills. And then winning without losing anybody 20 times. All 3 of those you can get with your Gas 501st team. Gas inflicts daze. He can kill a lot of guys, and he can, you know, win without losing anybody. So that's 3 in one go there. As you just kind of go throughout the entire sector. The Death Mark one's a bit more tricky. For this one, this is probably the most, I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm trying to say the most, whatever. It's just a bit more annoying just because you have to use a more specific team. That is with Master Luke. Death Mark is going to be Death Trooper. And then we're going to be tossing in a bunch more supports being, let's see here. Support tag is all the way down here. Watt for the tank tech on Master Luke, Yoda, and then 3PO. Pretty much just getting a kill while using Master Luke and then feeding off, getting death marks with Death Trooper after killing that one initial kill. You can get probably all 10 of them in one go. I got him in 2 goes. Super easy. But besides that, for this sector's feat, that's really about it. The Geo feat is a bit more tricky, and now I'll go into battles and show you for more of these tricky ones what I've done, and just kind of make it a bit easier for you guys, especially considering the fact that I know everybody doesn't get the same amount of discs that I got. But I'll go into discs now. So these again are the biggest thing here in the Conquest, and that's why I say the biggest tip is to knock out all sectors as fast as possible to see all of the discs that you have. And as you go and do that, you got to pick wisely. So the quickest one that I've seen people get early on is this defense formation one and entrench. These are 2 of the most simple ones I feel like are the most generic ones I see. I still see them even in Sector 5. So getting one that's a green one or hopefully a blue one for defense formation, that's awesome. Pretty much you want more protection to keep your guys alive longer. Same thing with entrench. I got a lucky blue one here. A green one or even a gray one works as well. just making sure at the start of the battle they are just a bit more beefy. They have more protection up. Super important. So both hand in hand, very nice. And then let's go over Leader's Resolve. So the discs that preserve your team longer, that keep you guys up a little bit longer, are these few ones. So Defense Formation, the Entrenched, and then finally the Leader's Resolve. So this is great because I love using my GLs in the leadership slot. And while I use them, my GL lead, they have more bonuses, like more max health, max protection, more offense, more speed. It's a great one. I even use this with like gas. Really, whoever the leadership is so important. So those 3 discs are the most potent. I'm not sure potent is the best word. They're just the best ones for keeping your guys up a little bit longer. But then the next big thing in discs that you want to look for is offense and damage, and how to get big hits while your guys are getting lowered stamina, and while you might even have Gear 12 or non-Gear 13 characters. Even in hard mode, these are probably the best discs to use to get the maximum amount of hits off in these Conquest rounds. So this is my favorite setup, and the only thing I would maybe change is if I got higher tiers of each of these discs. So here we go. First things first. The best disc that partners with debuffs is Weak Point. If you don't have Weak Point, please get it. I say please. It's really RNG if you get it or not. Hopefully you got Weak Point. If you have Weak Point, then you are looking very good in Conquest. Like, I'm telling you, it's a night and day difference whether you have Weak Point or if you don't. So this one pretty much says you gain 4% offense for each debuff on all characters whenever you attack. This is either during your turn or out of your turn. So it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. So we're talking Geos. It's amazing for Geos, Mon Mothma teams. Anybody who assists a lot gets a lot of turns. Awesome, right? So that's the biggest one. And then the next ones are all debuff-oriented, focused discs. So my favorite one right now is critical debuffs. Right here, if you guys can see this, enemy units gain critical chance down, critical damage down, offense down at the start of their turns for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. So that is 3 debuffs every single turn that they will get. That is a lot of extra offense, especially if you have teams that go a lot of times in their turns, or just attack out of turn a lot, like the Geos can. Then secondly is Caustic Emissions. This one is only a gray, but it does a lot for you because it lasts 2 turns. If you have the gray, or rather the green one, you get an additional 2 debuffs. I want to say it's burning and an extra damage over time, which is another 2 more debuffs. So a green Caustic Emissions is equally as great. So that's a great one to have as well, more debuffs. And then last but not least is another great, fantastic one, which I recommend heavily, especially in Geos, is the Blind Side. It says, whenever an ally attacks out of turn, they inflict expose on target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. So you can get like 5 to 6 stacks of exposes on somebody while using Geos or Mon Mothma, and then just like with Spies, big ol' one-shot, boom, they're dead. They're dead. You know, Gear 12, Gear 11, whatever it is, they're dead. And that's the nicest thing about Weak Point and all these debuffs, is that you don't have to have relics to make these work the best. You can have people with like Gear 11, Gear 10, Gear 12 that can get massive hits off with these really high offense cards and these discs, because they're all based around debuffs. And the more debuffs you have with Weak Point, the more offense you will be getting the entire battle. And it's so awesome. So if you count it up, that's 3 here with critical debuffs, 4 with Caustic, and then exposes. That could be, you know, 5, anywhere from 1 to 5. It's a lot of expose, a lot of debuffs. So it's a great one to have. I think this is my favorite setup in terms of getting through every single fight without having to worry about anybody dying, and me getting easy kills for feats. So that's that. Also, let's say, you know, this. If you get super unlucky, with not getting Weak Point, and you don't get any of these other defense, or rather debuff heavy discs. Let's say you got unlucky, you didn't get Weak Point or any of that. You can also go for the buff one. The buff one's not bad. And also Master's Technique, wherever that is. I think it's a 2.1 right here. This one's good, but it's not great. And I want to say that because this one is only with mastery gaining, and you have to have a relic Gear 13 character for this to even work. For Gear 12, like my Geos that are all Gear 12, this does absolutely nothing. So this is good. I would keep one around and get one just in case. This is like your fallback if you don't get this other setup for weak point. It's a good one to have. A lot of extra mastery, a lot more, you know, whatever the mastery is on that character. You know, it could be anywhere from defense, protection. It could be anywhere from that to offense, critical damage, critical chance, all that awesome stuff, right? So it's a good one to have as well. But also, another few you can go for here are some more buff-heavy ones that play into part with offense. I gotta just click on everything here just so I know where they are because I have a lot of them here. There it is, stacking offense. It's a gray, but I'm pretty sure you can have a green and a gray, or green and a blue. It says whenever an ally gains a buff, they also gain 4% offense stacking. So this one's great as well. This is kind of the opposite. It's the opposite of the debuff one. But I like the debuff one a bit more because I can stop the enemies with debuffs. Like for example, the critical debuffs one, I get lowered critical chance and damage for the opponents, which is amazing. For these ones, it's more like based around you taking turns and getting those buffs, while for the debuff one is more for like the enemies taking turns and then you kind of slowly getting your turn in and then boom, you get a free easy kill. So it's just a bit more, it's just a bit more convenient that way with debuff rather than the buff one. But I'm not saying this one doesn't work. It just doesn't work as smoothly, as easily as the debuff one is. But you can definitely go for a whole setup based around buffs, getting buffs using this stacking offense card, and then getting buffs with like the healing. What is it? Where is it again? Blah blah blah. Heal over time one right here. Great one to have. You can go for like the defense buffs, whatever. Just more buffs in general. They can help you as well. So that's that. Debuff or buff. Like whatever ones you go for, I think you're going to be just fine. But in my opinion, I feel like the debuffs are just way, way stronger. So that's that for the offense cards. And we already went over the you know, keeping you guys up a little bit more, you know, a bit more beefy of guys with the entrenched, with the leader's resolve, with the defense formation. That's all that. Now we're going to go and talk about cards that are like really not that great anymore. Steadfast Focus, not very good. Even the Ruthless Swiftness card, I am not a fan of this anymore. I don't really find myself needing turn meter all that much. And really, same thing goes with like purple cards. The purple cards, you know, you would assume would be really great because they're purple, right? But they're not that huge in my opinion. They're not doing that much for you. So that's kind of that. Also, Stacking Fervor is great for offense, but I wouldn't say it's the best. I would go for more buff or debuff heavy ones with the, you know, matching discs. So that's it, guys, for discs. My setup, I feel like, is very, very nice because it's helped me get through all these sectors smoothly. Now, let's go and show you some of these nice little feats. So I'm going to go show you the Geo one because I know not everybody has crazy awesome Geos. But let me just show you what some of these discs look like with my 53% stamina Geos with really crappy mods. I have not remodded at all. So let's see. I might lose because I don't think I've ever tried this with the lowest percent as this before, but well, we'll see. I just want to show you the idea of the debuffs and all that sort of stuff. So here we go. What is that? We get 4 debuffs off the bat. We're just tanking like a boss. I don't even know how like healthy my GBA is, but my brute is like not dying whatsoever. Not even close. All right, so here we go. Let's use our big ol' attack here. Let me take off the keyboard bindings. Let's see. We should get around 6 exposes. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. What do we get? 5, rather. Okay, 5 is not bad. Now, let's go do another basic over here on Kanan. We got another 5 there. All right, let's do a Dispel here on Ezra. Hitting those exposes. Getting almost a free kill onto the... What's his name again? Chopper. All right. Let's go attack Fulcrum here. All right. All right, she's about dead. Let's go pop off on Ezra. Ezra didn't get a crit. Probably could have died. It's all right, though. All right, next up, let's go back to Fulcrum because she can do some nice big one-shots, which is not that great. But all in all, this works very great. And I want to say that critical debuff one is probably helping us the most in this battle because I have low stamina Geos, not the best modded, right? And you would assume they get one-shot, but they're not. And that's because, you know, I have, of course, the entrenched and all that extra defense and, you know, the more protection whenever I attack out of turn. But really, the debuffs are coming in super clutch because they are getting lowered offense and lowered critical chance and critical damage. Those few things, these are Relic A Phoenix, and I am absorbing all these hits. They're hitting for 20k. I mean, just look at it. It's crazy. There, of course, I lose him, but, you know, You can't win them all. And it just really is cool to see this work. Let me go back over here onto Ezra. Get some hopefully more debuffs. Fuel the Spy. Spy coming in really nice. Let's see. Basic on Fulcrum. We really got to get her out of here. She is a very annoying person to have. Her and Ezra are just not fun to have. We might lose somebody right here. Hopefully we don't, though. All right, still rocking and rolling. But look at this. We got our guy back in the game. You would have assumed we would have lost by now, but these guys are just hanging in there. Fulcrum's dead. Fulcrum's a goner. Now we got to focus on Ezra. Ezra is our next key man to kill. I don't mean to just go about the Geo one, but this is more to show you what this looks like in action with Gear 12 characters and showing all this nice extra damage that we're getting over time with these guys. So, not really just about the Geo feat, but this is more in general with every single thing regarding Conquest. So, it's just really cool, guys. I'm not sure why I am geeking out over this so much, but I am absolutely loving these discs. So, we just killed Ezra there. Spy can finally get a big hit in here as soon as he gets a turn in. Let's go back over here to Kanan. Kanan's gonna maybe die. Wow, okay, he's dead. Hopefully, we can get a kill with Spy to show you some big boy numbers. Let's see, we get it here. There we go, 614k. Actually, pretty low, considering the fact that he is 53% stamina. But hey, easy win, and we are using Gear 12 Geos that are not even the best modded. So these discs, guys, they go a long ways. I don't want to say my setup is the best. I feel like it is very good, though, for a lot of these different feats. So, yeah. Again, discs are the biggest thing. Go throughout all your sectors, completing them as fast as possible to see what discs that you get. If you don't get the right ones, like I don't have the ones I want because they're not the highest tier, they can still work as, as I've been using them, right? Also, I might say this for a different video because I haven't gone over any bosses' feats, but if you want me to, I can. They're not the toughest ones in my opinion. They just gotta, have the right team comp, and you are golden. But that's about it. I think that's what I want to finish up on. I can throw some Mandos in here to see if I can get some easier kills, but I'm not sure if I will for the Mando feat. Anyways, though, it's just nice to finally, after this conquest is over, it's just finally nice to see some of these things work the way I want them to with my discs, finding out the best ones for me, and hopefully for you, because, these discs are great ones to have. All of the debuff ones are super huge. If you guys have any other questions regarding Conquest, regarding discs, feats, battles, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to, burn through Conquest as fast as possible so I can help you guys as much as I can, because I know the struggle of Conquest. I know the monotony of Conquest. It's not fun. I know. So hopefully I've been able to help you guys to some extent here. Here's my Mando team I've been using with this getting this feat done. Not a fun one, I gotta admit. Let's go ahead and just do one of these back over to you. I hopefully can kill somebody here with my Jango Fett. Hopefully. All right. And can we get a kill? Nope. Not quite. Maybe now, though. There we go. Got a kill. She got revived. Anyways, guys, I'm going to hop off here. You guys get the gist of it. The debuffs are super huge. I'm just kind of talking in a circle here. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any other teams you'd like me to go and cover. Anything else with Conquest, I'm all here for it. Conquest is not as bad as I thought it was initially. It is just time consuming. And that's my biggest problem with Conquest. Bye, guys. Until next time. See you later. Peace out. Bye.